Welcome back to Going Bush, and this is the story of Seffi, or South East Fibre Export Stags. We are in southern New South Wales.
Beautiful Eden right on the coast, very nice too, and this is Australia's oldest woodchip export facility. And no one likes waste, Andrew.
No.
Here at Seffi they are doing wonderful things with waste. South East Fibre Exports has a proud history of providing forest fibre from New South Wales' southern forests and just over the border in Victoria's East Gippsland for export to be made into high-quality paper. The company is turning logs of all different shapes and sizes into wood chips.
We take a mix of log sizes. We take small thinnings operations as small as 50 mil at the small end, through to logs that may be 60, 70, 80 centimetres in diameter. But they're logs that are unsuitable for sawing. The priority is to produce saw logs for solid timber production. And we take the leftovers and anything that's not so dry that it would be suitable for firewood. If there's enough moisture in it, we'll take it and produce chips from it.
Seffi also takes softwood from plantations, which is used by Seffi customers to make newsprint and packaging materials such as cardboard boxes. The operation sitting across the bay from Eden is one of Australia's largest and the longest running export woodchip mills.
Not every single piece of wood turns into a perfect chip that can be sold to the customer, so the fine material that's too small to be put through the pulping process is being used for a range of uses, but we think that we would get a much better return for the company, and we think for the community, if we were able to use the material to make wood pellets, or at some time in the future be able to produce electrical energy from the fine material.
So this is what's known as fines. It's actually the waste product that you get when you run a chip mill. And Andrew, there is no better illustration than that picture there of why a pellet plant is a good solution for this problem.
That's exactly right, Nick. For 40 years this stuff has been created and there's been nothing really good to do with it, so it's been put in that big chimney thing over there and burnt. But now there's a much better solution.
We've been looking at how we use the waste from the mill more efficiently and effectively. In the past, we have burnt significant volumes of waste with no energy recovery. That's a resource that could actually be displacing fossil fuels to some extent. So that's what's taken us into looking at the establishment of a pilot pellet plant.
That pilot pellet plant is now up and running and already producing pellets from the mill's waste to sell to consumers.
Now, to make the perfect pellet, we need both softwood and hardwood fines. We mix them together and we dry them out. At the moment, this mixture has a moisture rate of around 20%, but after it goes through the process and through a dryer, that moisture rate is cut to around 10%, which is what you want in a good pellet.
It goes through then into a hammer mill, which hammers it up into a finer product. Then it goes off into the press itself, where it goes through the press system and comes out rather warm into a cooling tower. It's screened off to take any fine matter out of that system, and it goes into a bulker bag or into 15-kilo bags.
And so here is the finished product, these shiny little pellets, and at this stage they can either be used to heat your house or for your cat to go to the toilet on. But here at Seffi they have much grander plans for this kind of biomass revolution.
As well as being used in households, these pellets or the unprocessed fines can also create energy to produce electricity, and lots of it.
At the moment we have a 5 megawatt power plant on the going through the planning process, and that plant would provide all the electrical energy that we use on this site and would provide sufficient surplus to power a town the size of Eden. So it would be a very good investment.
Burning biomass is nothing new around the world, with many countries replacing fossil fuels with biomass.
Currently, Sweden is producing 32% of its total energy needs from biomass, and the majority of that is coming from native forest biomass. And it is the largest single source of energy for the country, and it now exceeds the energy that they get from oil sources.
Southeast Fibre Exports is Australia's oldest woodchip mill, exporting both native and plantation wood chips to several Asian markets to produce paper. The pellet mill is the first step in a biomass revolution, which Cefi hopes will enable it to build an on-site power plant producing enough electricity to run the mill and power the town of Eden. Approval for the power plant is yet to be achieved.
It's a real shame because we are taking logs from the largest organic production system in this country, and if that is not a source of long-term sustainable fibre and energy for our communities, I really am at a loss to understand what would be more sustainable.
After the break, we meet a timber family from Lismore, still going strong after 3 generations.